Hello everyone, I'm your host Warrior Angel and welcome back to The Wolf Among Us. Now we had quite the exciting episode last time, as you saw. If you've seen it, you would have saw my favourite part of the game. Where Bigby shows his true form, the huge wolf that is the stuff of legends, and manages to decimate Bloody Mary and her shards? Clones? Whatever you want to call them. And with Bigby has now managed to capture, well, I suppose, capture his relative state of mind, considering that the Crooked Man has actually come willingly. We had the option to kill him, but Bigby's, I'm trying to play him as a decent guy, and I think this is going to cause some problems now, as giving him the opportunity to speak for himself, I think he's going to try and show how important he is to the community compared to the others. So we're going to get this going now and just see what happens. Continue. So we left the last episode just as Bigby is arrested, essentially, Crooked Man, and here we go.
But we have to do something.
Are you fucking kidding me?
When is this thing happening?
Are we sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to...
Peekaboo.
He's back.
The Crooked Man.
Thank God.
Motherfucker.
Are you okay? It's been hours. We were worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked
He didn't make it
place.
easy.
Well, he didn't make it easy.
What happened?
It doesn't matter. He's here. We got him.
We can talk about it later. You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know...
He's still alive?
I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
Aw, thanks, Snow.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting
What do you have to say for
murderer?
yourself?
You killed Lily!
She was my
Where the
sister.
fuck do you
And
get
what about
off?
Faith?
You think you have the right to just do this to
Everything you
people?
said
You're a fucking crook!
This. You should be ashamed.
Shithole.
Everyone, can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible.
Alright.
The Crooked Man is charged with the murder
As
of
I
Faith
already
and...
informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porgy who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie?
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White.
Sorry,
but
you
I
gave
thought
the
it
order,
would be
though.
unwise to proceed with such faulty information.
Georgie may have killed him, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Uh-oh, this is going to start
he
turning
still
against
out
me
there?
quite quickly.
Sincerely hope not. Well, where is
I'm going to have to be honest about
Sheriff?
this.
I killed him. He's dead.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't...
I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the charges.
What other charges?
If you'd
Let
wait a moment...
her
I'm well
finish.
aware of my rights, Miss White.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You didn't get much of a say in the matter otherwise.
You are charged with the murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf,
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
aiding and providing monetary support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of
kidnapping
magical
Crane.
artifacts.
And kidnapping Crane at gunpoint.
He went willingly.
Yes, thank you. Now, is there anything you would like to say?
Uh-oh.
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from your little record book.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're involved.
It's obvious.
And there's all the other crap he's
Let
done.
him speak, I
Everyone
suppose.
just shut up for a minute. You wanted a chance to talk? Well, go ahead.
What?
We all know he's guilty. What the fuck does he need to speak for?
Because I said he could.
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where
well.
it fucking belongs!
That's
So
right.
let's get
But
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself. And I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We're going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
Uh-oh.
This is ridiculous.
Let's see what the Cookie Man's got to say now.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was
What a
working for
story.
me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth for
He's
once.
always been a bit of a powder keg.
That's not what
It was only
Georgie
a matter of
said.
time before something like this happened.
Georgie seemed pretty convinced he didn't have a say in the matter.
He clearly misunderstood my intention.
Really?
I would never authorize such an act.
Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby. When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
What's he talking about?
I was attacked.
Yeah, and your goons attacked me. Did you forget that part?
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to protect me, as I protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You
Oh,
might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
he didn't want to protect you, I think.
Yeah, right. They don't do it because they want to protect you. You intimidate people, use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
You're not serious. I know what you do to people. I've seen it firsthand. What you did to Faith. The way you manipulated her. Do you really
You tell him,
think
Lawrence.
any of those girls were free? Do you really think Faith
I'm
wanted
sorry,
to...
Lawrence. I'm sorry that your wife came to me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my best judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in
forget
line.
it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned you, left you poor and helpless, sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out for you.
Yes, but
Hang on.
Wasn't I?
Sorry guys, I'm just going to interrupt this 1 second, right? Because this is basically... I'm going to carry on through with this, obviously, so you guys are going to see this. But this is basically the principle of the Cookie Man's argument as he's been presenting it. Is that he feels he's trying to show himself as in a more favourable light. That even though he might be a criminal lord, you know, selling black market stuff, keeping people in debt and that. In a way, you could also argue he's done more for the community than the government. Thanks to Ichabod Crane and King Cole, who's the sort of president or prime minister or whatever, the elected official, governor, yeah, the person in charge basically of Fabletown, which we don't actually meet in the game, unfortunately, if I remember right. But basically, when they come to the business office, and between Ichabod and King Cole, basically they don't want to deal with anyone apart from if they got money and stuff. So Snow White has been part of her job has always been to push people away, and you know, sort of tell them, look, we can't help you. Basically, keep them around waiting. So what's better, having this government that so far has shown themselves to be corrupt, uncaring about the normal person and stuff like that, or a criminal lord who has kept you in debt, has put you in, but on the other hand has actually helped you out. When you needed money, he gave you money, even if it means that you're paying him a lot more back or doing other services as well. I suppose it's an interesting point to consider what one's better. The one who's helped, but you can tell is obviously thing. I mean, a lot. I'm surprised at how many of them. I guess you saw at one point he came up across. The crowd is starting to side a bit with the Crooked Man. And you think, well, how can you do that when everyone knows that he has forced people to do stuff against their will, and half of them there know about it? So how can someone turn around and say, well, look, these people just did it because they protected me and they care about me? When everyone thinks, well, no, you've got your claws in them all. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's carry on with this. What have I got to say? This was Crane.
Crane was the one who let this town go to the fucking dogs. The guy who was in your pocket, remember?
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back. And in turn, we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours.
So there you go. Sorry, I'm going to be maybe interrupt one or two more times, just because you can see the points that he's going to try and do. He's obviously talking about, for example, having it that he's helped Auntie Greenleaf, and in return she's providing cheap glamours for the community rather than the more expensive ones from the witches on the 13th floor, 8th floor, one of the floors of the woodland flats. But on the other hand, they're cheap. They run out and thing, and in order to pay for them, some of them are doing stuff in return. So let's go back to this again, sorry.
Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
Good on you.
You were gonna burn her tree? Snow.
I'm just gonna do this.
I know. Snow made a mistake.
I had very good reasons for asking you to do that. She was working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
Shut up, Snow.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with a Crooked Man.
We've made some mistakes.
See?
I've made some mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Standing next to him is...
Right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can.
We're gonna do better.
But I can promise to always have your best interests at heart.
Things haven't been great for a while now, but we'll do better at protecting you. From people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life. You would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength.
He's never cared about any of you.
And if things didn't fall exactly his way, someone would die.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
They're right.
Yay!
You're all still
He's deciding
afraid
with
of
us.
him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over. And those girls will have their justice.
Yes, they sided with us so far. We're gonna have to see that if this stays 100%.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded.
Okay.
The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the...
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a confession.
A confession that nobody heard.
Uh-oh.
Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially given Bigby's history.
This is gonna be going against me now. What about you, history? No, I'm just gonna keep quiet.
Are we done?
No, we are not done.
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this.
Say what now?
I just
Of
need...
course it's right. This man tormented all of you for profit. Georgie
Let me
killed
just
them.
make sure I understand you.
Uh-oh.
You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course.
Let's just see where he's gonna go
Where are
with
you
this.
going with this?
Well, by that logic, Miss White should be on trial for Tweedledum's murder.
Oh, crap.
Since you know Bigby works for her.
That's...
He killed a man.
That don't make him a murderer.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
What happened with Tweedledum, I made a mistake.
this is not going to
He was
help out,
attacking
though.
me, and I just acted. I didn't think.
That's the only reason?
Bigby and I have already discussed his behavior that night. We're handling it
Now, where
internally.
have I heard that before?
Uh-oh.
How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody?
I didn't do a thing
He
to the
was
guy.
beaten to mashed apples while under your watch.
Under my watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that
You can't be
Snow
serious.
wasn't involved.
Snow had nothing to do with it. We all thought she was dead.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection.
Really?
Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
Oh.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for
This
mine.
is completely different.
I
we all...
did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends.
Notice
They
how he's
refuse to
focusing
answer
quite a
for their
bit
own
on...
sins.
This is right.
Oh, please.
Sorry,
This
I'm going to
is-
pause it quickly. Notice how he's focusing solely on the murder of Faith and Lily, the two girls. And not all the other stuff. Anyway, sorry.
Isn't the point?
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen, I
Let's
know...
just
Laws
say-
apply when we need them.
Everyone calm down. This isn't
I
the
mean, a
reason we're
certain level
here.
of privilege should be afforded to
To who?
This is how it's always been.
This is what I'm talking about. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you?
Uh-oh.
Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers?
This isn't going to help.
Treating you as mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny. Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will protect you from the big bad wolf?
Please, can't just
will be
push
there?
him down the thing.
Miss White!
Excuse me, dear.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Come on,
Why don't you
Nerissa.
take a moment to catch your breath, little
What's
one?
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
Okay, I hope she says something.
Kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
Hang on, she has something to
She
say.
has something to say, and we're gonna listen. Go right ahead.
See what she's got
Probably
to say.
don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut up. You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
Go, Nerissa.
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
Let me see, Vivian.
To
I'm gonna go
establish some
thing
order
here.
here.
Vivian wanted you freed from the ribbons. She took her own life.
I'm sorry, I don't think I know
Nerissa!
your-
My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it.
Ha,
Faith and
we've
Lily
got
are dead
evidence.
because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me.
This confirms
And
it.
now I can finally say, you're an asshole.
And this just confirms it.
He made Georgie do it. It
We're
was
winning the
always
crowd
him.
now, yes.
Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so.
Thank you,
Ever.
Nerissa.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me.
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
Nah, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
Uh-oh.
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you.
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we
Let's
can't
give him
let
a
you go
kind
free
of
after
thing.
this.
So what do you
What
expect?
did you expect to happen here? You're getting what you deserve.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody.
Interesting.
We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's
I
not
assure
good
you.
enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has
more
a point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been enough
I don't care.
bloodshed
So we
already?
get rid of
It's too
him.
dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment, so I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
Okay, so this has got some interesting developments. We got the choice now of what punishment we're going to be giving the Crooked Man. We can either go for what it looks like killing him, so we're throwing him down the witching well, or imprisoning him using magic so he would never be able to escape. Apparently, although magic in the mortal world in Fable is not really the most effective thing. Sometimes, you know, there's not really much magic in the mortal world anyway. So it's just sort of, things tend to just fade away in time. I mean, if you remember earlier on in the game, when you had the whole thing with that wing of Spelliation that Auntie Greenleaf was holding, and that what Ichabod Crane went and got. It went out of magic decades ago, you know, so magic will eventually fin, but yeah, anyway, we'll do this. What I'm actually going to do, I'm not going to be nice, we're going to say, and
Why not?
we should vote for this.
You should have a vote. Make it democratic.
Do you really think that's going to work?
He's right. Nobody can agree on anything.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
Interesting.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine.
Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Okay, so what do I get to choose?
Just do what you think is right.
Yes, Sheriff.
Rip his head off, throw him down the well, lock him up. Oh, this is some interesting choices. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? Now, it's difficult. The thing is, I know the most sort of obvious thing, maybe, you know, like the big thing is ripping the guy's head off his shoulders. Because when you think about it, that really shows, if you were going for like an evil, I suppose a Bigby, or something like that, that would show that he's actually, you know, he doesn't care. He's going to put fear into the others by killing a guy right in front of them, right? You got the witching well. It's just the whole thing came up then about how people, that was the punishment that was originally intended for him, right? And then we got the idea of prisoner. Now, like I said, I'm trying to play Bigby as someone who's, if you fight him, he will kill you, right? He will. That's why I allowed him to pretty much rip off Grandor's arm. Why I killed Tweedledum. Was it Tweedledee? I killed one of the I killed one of the Tweedle brothers. And why everything else after swimming. And now he gets to the point when he has to fight you, he will go for it. But then in this situation, he's trying to do what's best for the community. But then I think the thing is, magic will fade, and I think the witching well will be the best thing, simply because that was the designated punishment. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to go for the witching well.
Do what you think is right.
Teach him a fucking lesson.
So I could do
He
that.
has to die.
We can lock him
Just
away.
fucking get rid of him.
Let's go for the well.
Everyone,
Not this way.
Uh-oh. Oh crap. Quick time event. Shit. Bye.
There you are. I hope you all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
Finish it, Sheriff.
Please, we can still.
end it already.
What? Say what? I'm gonna be quiet. Just keep walking him. Bye bye.
for Lily. And Faith.
Yes. Another one of us to erase from the books.
Yep. The witching well is supposed to be some sort of thing that pretty much eliminates a fable, rather than, and pretty much it does kill them, but it's supposed to be considered a more humane way, perhaps, and it doesn't leave any evidence around for the police not to worry about. Anyway, here we go. 1 day later. God, Bigby, you look like a tired piece of shit.
Oh, hi. Sheriff Bigby. Great to see you.
Oh, Glass. It's like,
I don't know if you remember me.
I know who you are,
Flycatcher. That was the name.
Worked at the Woodlands for how many years now?
I think I've lost count.
Flycatcher.
You to come see the truck off?
Sorry, I just want to think. Flycatcher is one of my favourite characters from the Fable universe, and I love the storyline they went with him. This is a bit of a spoiler, but he's supposed to be just to represent the janitor in a way, and when you first read the Fable series, and eventually becomes king of his own land. It's just like, yeah. If you haven't read them and you're into your comics, you know, your anime or whatever, not anime, that's the online, you know, actual video stuff. But if you're into your comics, your graphic novels, whatever you want to call them, and you want a series, I recommend Fables without a doubt. Anyway, let's carry on with this.
We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay. Great.
I wonder who he's taking along, because I've tried to persuade, you know, I said to Colin I wouldn't do things.
This fucking line.
Jack. Tiny Tim. Grendel.
Oh, Mr. Wolf? Flycatcher left his keys.
Can we talk?
Listen, Snow, can we talk? I wanted to...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
Dear, business as usual.
Someone's gonna see you, Colin.
Oh, good on you, Colin. When I originally played this game, I actually told Colin that basically he's going to the farm because I was trying to play Bigby as someone who's like stickler for the rules thing. So if he's okay, I wonder, because the only other one that came up really was the whole thing with Toad and Toad Jr. So I wonder if they're going to be down on the van or not. Oh, he is. Aww. This sucks.
I'm going! Jesus!
We only have like 5 minutes.
Carry me for fuck's sake! I don't give a shit! You forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit!
Sorry about all this. I did try to help.
Grab that, would you? Sorry about all this. I tried to help. Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'd get another chance, but Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway.
Wait, Sheriff Bigby, I have something.
What's this?
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Oh, I didn't want them to go. I was hoping there was a way of doing this.
Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her.
What is it?
Nice.
What is it?
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that
That's a weird gift.
juice at you if you touch them.
I'll go with that one.
I'm sure she'll love it.
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Do we have to go? I want to stay here.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, TJ. But, look on the bright side, okay? There's plenty of space to run around, and a nice river nearby, so you can swim all you want.
Even in daytime?
Yeah. You don't have to worry about the Mondays seeing you. It'll be nice.
Aww.
Come on. It won't be so
Come on, Bigby, give him a hug.
There before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves, so...
Sorry guys, I'm just going to interrupt one more time. I try not to do this too much, but we're near the end of the actual game, so bear with me. Just to give you some brief news, I don't know if it came up before, but as you saw there, Bigby's not allowed on the farm. Basically, can you imagine a big bad wolf himself on a place where he can be himself, perfectly natural, perfectly at ease? Yeah, not many people like him on the thing. In fact, he's banned from being at the farm. He's not allowed. I think in the comics, I think he only went there maybe... I know he ended up... he basically retired, I suppose is the best way of describing it, and he got together with... I'm spoiling you here, so sorry if you're actually interested in reading the comics and you don't want to know, just blank me out until I unpause this bit, okay? But yeah, basically he gets a flat... It gets their own cabin with Snow White and their kids and that near the farm. So it's still close an hour the distance, so they don't disturb the other creatures that live there. But at the same time, allows them to have freedom because their kids turned out to be quite unique. Anyway, let's go back to this.
Oh, you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Bye, TJ.
Bye, TJ.
Give the guy a hug.
Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
How should I know?
How should I know?
So yeah, Colin should be gone as well, and when I did it originally, he did go, but it seems that I was...
Saying goodbye?
Being the nice thing, actually did otherwise. Oh, Narissa. Don't go on over now, Big B, that's the last thing we need.
Hi.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just...
You need to let it go.
You need to let that go. How are you gonna move on if you...
Bigby, I know you're trying to help. But this is just something I need to do on my own. Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
Okay.
What is it?
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily. I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and we had this plan. We were gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence?
Watch this now.
Marissa, what did you do?
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
So I told him everything. And I begged for mercy for all of us. I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were trying...
You were just trying to protect them.
It's a bit late now to be worrying about any of this, but...
Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man. But then... Oh, God.
Try off those cigarettes.
Here.
Thank you.
Does she smoke? Oh, apparently does. Imagine a little mermaid smoking.
I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the crooked man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the crooked man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true
Well, the thing is now, what's done is done, isn't it?
What's done is done.
Can't really
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality. Especially after... that night, after Faith. I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
Interesting.
You?
I walked her over here, and I left
That piece
her.
of fabric.
That piece of fabric I found near there. That was you?
Yeah. I cut my leg trying to get over the fence.
So you started all this.
Interesting,
I
eh?
just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The crooked man was counting on that. When we suffer, we do it in silence. And the world likes it that way. We just fade, like we never existed. I couldn't watch that happen to Faith or Lily. Nobody cares about us. Not really.
How about happen
It's going
anymore?
to be different now, I promise. Things like that won't happen anymore. Not while I'm around.
You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. Seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know
Poor
you
Big
might
B.
feel that way, but they need you, Big B. Both of you. You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us.
I don't know where we
see that
stand,
a lot
eh?
these days.
I don't really know where we stand anymore. Things are just different.
Huh. Things are always different. Look, Big B. After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You
Aw.
protected your friends, no matter the cost. And you brought justice to this town. Finally. Because you brought the crooked man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason.
That's something I
And I
do.
left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone
all I could
stood
do
a
is
chance
I hope
against
I
the
did some
crooked
good.
man, it was you.
I hope I've at least done some good here.
You've changed this place.
I wonder why it comes up
For
with the
better
things
or
like Narissa
worse,
remember this, unless they
Fabletown
plan to bring
wouldn't be
another
the same
game
without
out. You know, Wolf Among Us 2. That would be cool if they did. I would love that.
You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
Yep.
I need to tell you something.
I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about Faith?
He said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Let's go after her.
I'll see you around, Wolf.
There we go. So that is the end of The Wolf Among Us. So, in case you're wondering what happened there, I think... I'm not 100% to be honest. But I think there's something that they... You know, those hints, like when she said, for example, you're not as bad as everyone says you are. I think it's the exact same thing that Faith said in the very first episode. Which makes you want... I think there is a theory going on at the moment that people believe that Narissa is actually Faith, but in a glamour. So... I'm going to have to double check this. I'm going to have a look up because to me that's quite an interesting viewpoint. you know, thing, and I imagine there are other ones, but I would love to see if they have a series 2 or season 2 like they did with The Walking Dead, just so we can see, like, because out of all Telltale's games, I mean, I've got The Walking Dead 1 and 2 on the Xbox, this one, and I recently bought Game of Thrones, which I haven't played yet, but it just would be, Wolf Among Us is my favourite one out of all of them, and I would love to have a second series come out. Anyway, let's just have a look for the player options, as we've been staring at this for the past minute or two. 68.6% of players killed Georgie, so we could have left him just suffer. Now, with a stomach wound, typically you can imagine someone basically being killed slowly in 20 minutes, as their stomach acid basically melts away their inside. Fun stuff. But it seems that at least slightly over half the players actually killed Georgie, so nearly 3/4 of people did. Most people bought the quicker back man alive. If I was going to do this as an evil, like a God-fearing bastard thing of Bigby, I would have just killed the quicker man, personally. Most people accepted JG's gift for Snow, and 54.8% of players said, I hope we did some good here. Yeah, interesting. Okay, anyway, let's hit the previous menu. Let's just have a look at the special stats and see what we got. Beast, you lied to him about seeing Beauty outside the apartment. Okay, we did. You may remember that was back in the very first episode when we were coming back to the Woodland Apartments and saw Beauty was coming out, and Beast asked us did we see him. Beauty, we promised that we wouldn't tell Beast, and you impressed her with her detective skills. We dealt with Bluebeard because obviously we were trying to be the good guy and Bluebeard was being the bastard, so thing. Let's see. You offered him protection at the business office. Yeah, we did that. Colin, we gave him a drink when he asked for one. I don't know why these are special stats, to be honest. Like, Crane, you slapped him. Quicker Man, you took him back to the witching well. Dumb, you killed him. Faith, deceased. You gave her money after the fight with the woodsman. We got Gwen. You ripped his arm off and you drank with him after Lily's funeral. Jack, we made a deal with Lawrence. You went to his place first and we prevented him from dying. Nerissa, we gave her a cigarette during the I don't know why the hell that is so important. He brought along with you to the trip trap. You promised to bring back alive. Tiny Tim, we chose to wait for him. And Toad, you stood up for him when Snow wanted to send him to the farm. I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing then that's Toad had to happen. Sending him to the bit at the end with him and TJ going off to the farm. You can't change it. It seems the only thing you could do is stop Colin from going. Okay, let's do this now. Boom, boom, do. Okay, let's skip past the end of thing. And there we go. This is the Fable comics, just in case you want, or graphic novels, if you want the more impressive word. As you can see, they look really well done out, in terms of graphics, especially some of the later ones. It's been going on for a few years, but you could probably find them relatively easy, especially over in America. I believe that's where they were mainly being published. I came across them online, so yeah. Okay, anyway, before we end, we're just going to go through these. We've got the Book of Fables. I'm just going to show you guys what we've missed out on. As you can see, we don't actually unlock the other ones unless we played the game again and chose those options. So, fortunately, we'll just have to leave that. But we've got 3 of them to do. What we got? Fabletown Justice. When a criminal is captured in Fabletown, the traditional procedure is to hold a formal hearing in front of the community or concerned parties. However, exceptions are often made to expedite the process, make the process quicker. In reality, there aren't any hard and fast rules for these type of situations, and the extent to which policies are upheld can depend on who is being in charge. So that's a nice little picture there of everyone from the community. A new order, Snow White in charge. With Crane out of the picture, Mayor Cole has officially appointed Snow White as the Director of Operations and Deputy Mayor in his absence. Many will say his promotion is a long time coming, since she was instrumental in the establishment of Fabletown and personally ensured that many Fables made it to the New World safely. She's also been doing the work of Deputy Mayor unofficially for years. And Sheriff Bigby. Here we go. After fleeing the homelands, Bigby Wolf spent many years wandering through Europe. With a fabled colony quickly developing in the New World, Snow White and Feathertop, I'm not sure who Feathertop is, tracked down the wolf and offered him passage to Fabletown. He agreed, and Snow cut him with a lycanthropy-stained knife to give him the power to change into human form at will. He became the sheriff of Fabletown under King Cole's administration, but because of his violent past, many Fables didn't trust him, and he was banned from ever setting foot on the farm. To this day, he struggles to redeem himself in the eyes of the Oh, so that's why. I'm gonna have to double check this, because my theory, what I gathered, was the reason why Bigby can actually change his shape is because, you may remember me bringing this up before, but his mother was a wolf and his father was the wind of the north wind, a powerful elemental deity, and if you see his brothers, so to speak, you'll find they're all capable of shapeshifting as well. They don't really have a human form because they never needed it, but they can change their shape, and even more of an extent than Bigby can. I believe if you read the comics, there's bits when you can see them flying as birds and stuff. So I don't know. I always thought it was just simply that it was one of his natural abilities, was to look like a human. But it seems that in this, apparently he was turned into a sort of werewolf, so he can actually go into a human form. I'm gonna have to look this up. Yeah. Anyway, guys, this actually brings an end. Oh, hang on, we've still got something to do in the Book of Fables. What have we got left? Can't see anyone else. Everyone seems done. Anyway, I'll just leave it. Anyway, guys, this brings an end to the Wolf Among Us playthrough for my channel. I hope you guys did enjoy the series. And if you have enjoyed this episode as well, please hit the like button and fill any comments. If you do have any suggestions, any suggestions, a bit weird thing saying suggestions when you're at the end of the series. But if you have any questions, I should have said, about Bigby, about Fables, or anything like that, then please feel free to let me know in the comments. And keep an eye out, as I'm going to have to decide now what game I'm going to be playing instead of The Wolf Among Us. So I hope you guys tune in for that game when I get it started. But thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in the next series. Bye for now.